Hello, everyone. This is Balaura. Today we'll cover infections of a different kind. Some of you have suggested that, and thank you for your recommendation. This is one of the songs in which Aurora um, brings us back to our inner selves and show us the world and the connections between humans. And we'll start with the songs, the song mostly with the lyrics in which we want to go deeper today. So let's start with this.
It's a feeling growing old with time, like a restless in the leaves coming down. The world is a hole and we all seem to fall down and down. And the universe is growing tall, and we are caving into dreams of this space. Unfolding our arms cannot do any harm. Violent contractions.
Okay, so the main words Aurora is presenting and the two concepts will she's talking about in this song are one regarding the relation of us with the world in which we are living, and the other with the God and relationship with God. And so she said when she started that the world is a whole and we all seem to fall down and down. And also, the universe is growing tall and we all caving into dreams of the space. This image of us falling, and she is very nicely introducing us into that through the first verse that um, the feeling of inner leaves coming down. So we also go down like the leaves who are falling from the trees, but this feeling is inside us. It's like talking about a black hole absorbing us all the people in on this world on the earth are just absorbed. So the image she is presenting us of the world absorbing us, while the most we are falling into this hole, everything become bigger and larger. So we are all caving. Very interesting image of us caving. So being in a cave of the world while the dreams of the space become bigger and bigger. So the world, because this image she is projecting of unfolding her arms, the world unfolding her arms. So, like before, she was in a way a very inner, focused inside, and now she is unfolding her arms. And so, these are kind of the contractions of the space and the world. And into this image of us falling down, she's introducing the discussion on God.
And if there is a God, would we even know his name? I think he would shake his head and turn away.
So I will keep this on the screen so that you are able to see the lyrics. This is a kind of interesting perspective when talking about the actual God. People are questioning its presence. And so, obviously, in this phrase, she is talking about God's name. This is something which is very often appears into different religions regarding the fact that one, nobody can know God because God is beyond our power of understanding, and secondly, that we don't know, we cannot pronounce the name of the God because our language is not enough almighty to be able to comprehend the overwhelming presence of God. So you cannot name actually God. You can refer to this entity. But after introducing this very um, introducing this uh, configuration of how is the connection between us and the God and pronouncing the name of him. Also, she is referring to God as a masculine entity and presence, and she refers to him as giving to God human traits, like the fact that he has a head and he will shake his head and turn away. The image of God looking to the world, looking to us, and shaking his head is the image of most of the people are projecting, like God is a paternal figure who is always um, looking after us and our mistakes and shaking his head because when you shake your head is when you are not content with what is happening in front of you. And also that she said that the God will look if there is a God, he will look to us and turn away. So the image of the God she's trying to delete from our heads is of the paternal God who is always criticizing us and looking at us like creatures who are everything they are doing is wrong, and that his disapproval being. So he is somewhere up there, and we are down here, down to this hole, which is the world, and he will turn away from us. So it's a very judgmental God.
So belong to a soul, be God in the shape of a girl who walks this world. And I beg to be drained from the pain I have soaked myself in, so I can stay okay and more than okay for a while, for a while, for a while.
I will keep also the lyrics on the screen so you can see them. So departing from the initial image of a God who is a male masculine entity who is very uh, judgmental and shaking his head on what the humans are doing. She is moving to an image of um, God in a shape of a girl who walks this world. So um, uh, also there are two interpretations of the lyrics. I will go a little bit back um, on the lyrics on the screen so you can see them. Okay. And so she sometimes the lyrics are transposed as so belong to us all. Others are interpreting the lyrics. She says um, uh, to so belong to a soul. Okay, all both both transposition of the lyrics are good, but uh, so she want to present the alternative of changing the image we have in ourselves in relation to God, who is a father figure, judgmental, and who will disapprove of everything we are doing, to a girl who walks this world. And walking this world means that she is among us. So she will touch this. This is the early introduction of the God we can touch image. The most recent album she has, which also have this title, The God We Can Touch. But this, into the infection of the different kind, she is introducing this idea of God walking among ourselves. Also, this is a slight reference to many of the prophets, and also in Christianity, Jesus walks, it was the Son of God, and he was for a while walking with the world. So living on the earth. So it's not a God who is out there in the sky somewhere where we can't see him. And now she is bringing back the gods, the goddesses onto the world. And so this God is not only a woman who walks on the world, but it's the shape of a girl. What does that mean? So again, also you will find in the Testaments, New Testaments, and in other religious readings, and you will find this reference of being innocent as a child and have the heart pure as a child. So she is presenting the alternative of the purity of a girl who walks this world among us. So and the then you will see she is introducing the idea of pain.
To a soul, be God in the shape of a girl who walks this world, and I beg to be drained from the pain I have soaked myself in, so I can stay okay and more than okay for a while, for a while, for a while. Infections of a different kind. The world has been attacked by your pain.
So um, the idea of the pain, um, and the fact that the world has been attacked. Um, this is kind of this infection is different. It's not a regular infection you would have from germs. So all of us are infected. The world is infected by this pain. So everybody has this pain inside, and that means we are all infected by this pain. And so, while introducing the image of the girl walking among us as God, a child, a girl, God walking among us, she said, I beg to be drained from the pain I soaked myself in." So when you, as God, are coming down to this earth among people, and you take a body of a human being, you automatically will feel the pain of the humankind. So all of us right now are infected by this pain we are carrying around. So even the goddess she is, the girl goddess she is, while taking this body, she will be soaked in pain. So God being something which is beyond pain, in order to be able to stay on this ground with us, among us, she need to be drained by this pain. So that means she need to uh, like uh, like we take out the water from our clothes after we wash them, so we put them to be dried. The same she is saying about her, that she need to be trained by this pain in order to stay okay, and more than okay, for a while. So she admits that God can't stay on this earth for a long time, but she obviously, if he's going to stay with us, she needs to be soaked by this pain.
If I am the world, then why would I hurt all that is living? And if there is a God, would he then believe in us? And if there is a God, I think he can hear all of us. Belong to a soul, be God in the shape of a girl who walks this world. And I beg to be drained from the pain I have sold myself in, so I can stay okay and more than okay for a while, for a while, for a
Um, yes, and also she is continuing making this comparison with the way we see God these days. Um, so we see God as something which is punishing us. So she said, if I am the world, so if God is one with us, so God is the world, why would I hurt all that is living? So she said, we need to get out of our minds the image of a God punishing us, because if we want to experience um, this state of being as gods, because and being full as human beings and eternal creatures in the same time, we can't continue to see God um, as someone who will not uh, believe in us, will not hear us all. So, because sometimes people are considering that all the sufferance they are going through is because God is not seeing them as being worthy, or God is not seeing them as be worthy to be heard, that their voice is too small to be considered. And Aurora is always talking in her songs and also during her interviews on the fact that she wanted very much this album on infections of the different kind to be this kind of connection between all people, and all people to see they are alike, they all have the same pain inside, and they are all connected. And that's the reason she wants to introduce the image of this girl goddess who is living together with us. So that we are in the presence of God all the time. And this God doesn't need to be someone who is old and um, you know, very father figure, but it can be any human being, any girl around us who is pure, and also who experience also the same pain as we all do. And she will continue with these images regarding internal world and external world in her future songs in infections of the different kind, step 2.
This is the breath, this is the breath.
So also she's doing more than just introducing to the image we have about the world and connections we all have with the pain and with how we perceive uh, the gods around the gods world, and how we connect with divinity in general, but also through her music, her mm, serene and wonderful music, finishing with the lyrics, this is the breath, this is the breath. She is going to the actual um, uh, the most important thing regarding how we are able to see ourselves being whole through our breathing, through the air. Because, again, beside the fact that into this song she is covering the connections between the world, the space, and the divinity, she's also introducing one of the main methods we as human being can become whole, and this is in connections with how we breathe and how we, because breathing is which she will also introduce later in on the inhale exhale song. The breathing is the main way to go beyond our mind, which is clouding our real view on the world, and so going on the next step through this breathing. Anyway, this is my interpretation of infection of a different kind. Hope to see you soon.